Yo, what's poppin', guys? Szyl here. Today we're taking a look at the CSGO Chop Shop collection. So first up we have the Mag 7 Seabird, which is interesting, I guess. He's a very light blue with a tan finish, very scratched up, and the main part of the weapon almost looks like stock. This is a very slight improvement of stock. It's almost identical to stock, and for that, I'm actually gonna put this in the F tier. I would maybe, bottom of T tier actually. I would pick this up slightly over stock. I mean, it's clearly a slight upgrade to stock, but other than that, man, this has very little going on, and it's not particularly nice looking. So yeah, that's all I can really say about it. It's almost stock. Yeah. Next up we have the M249 Impact Drill. Very nice yellow, like big mag, and the yellow kind of front of the gun. And the main part of the gun is turned like a navy blue and a nice gray backing. It's a very, very basic color swap, but I do just like it. I think it looks kind of clean. Definite C tier for me. I would not mind picking one of these up. Definitely not like a highlight, but it just wouldn't mind picking one of these up. They look kind of clean. Then we have the CZ Auto Army Sheen, which is not only a half-finished weapon because the mag is untextured, but it's also the Army Sheen, which is like the worst skin in the entire game. It's a army camo skin with a random weapon sheen that makes it look like a toy gun instead. Just not a good look, and it's not even a finished weapon. I'm actually going to put this, believe it or not, straight to F tier. I'd rather be using stock. Next up, we have the Scar 20 Army Sheen. It's same problem, and it's even less textured than the CZ, and it's a bigger weapon, so that's, yeah. I didn't have to think about that one. It's really simple. It's the same thing but worse. We have the USPS Para Green, which is basically a stock USPS with barf green on the bottom. Just use stock. I don't know why you would use this thing. I mean, it's better than the Army Sheen at least, but that's about it. This is just basically stock. Then we have the Galil AR Urban Rubble, which is just a urban kind of camo skin. It's a very basic camo skin. The front of the Galil for some reason is untextured. Rest of it is just a gray camo skin, so it's an easy D tier. It's probably slightly better than stock, but I don't like camo skins, so it's a D tier. It's that simple. Then we have the Desert Eagle Knight, which is just a nice, kind of very dark blue finish to the deagle. Looks clean. I'm gonna be honest, it just looks clean. Looks good in pretty much all lightings. It's one very nice, simple color. Now, the color they chose is unfortunately not that great, but other than that, I got no real complaints. I'm going to put this up in the C tier. I would not mind having one of these things. Next up, we have the MP7 Full Stop, which is a red camo skin. It's a camo skin. I mean, the red color is very kind of unique, but other than that, it's just a camo skin. I guess I'll put it above the Seabird because that's basically stock, but that's it. It's still a camo skin in my eyes. I don't really like camo skins. I think they're very uninspired and don't look that great, so D tier. Next up is the 5.7 Nitro, which is what you expect from the Nitro family. A very basic gray and orange finish. Doesn't look particularly stunning, does not even look very good. It's something I wouldn't mind picking up. I'll put it at the bottom of, very bottom of C tier, like noticeably bottom of C tier. There's a gap between that and the thing above it. Anyway, we have the CZ Auto Emerald, which yet again, for some reason, the mag remains uncolored, but the nice emerald finish is something you can't really go wrong with. Even in like bad lighting, it's a very nice color green, and in good lighting, it ends up looking like a really nice shade of green. So, yeah, I would not mind having one of these things. It's better than the 5.7 for sure, but I think the Deagle and M249 just looking better always kind of make them better C tier weapons. Then we have the Mac 10 Fade, a phenomenal weapon. I really like this one. Fade, like I've been saying time and time again, it just looks good. You know, purple, pink, gold, just looks great. And the Mac 10, all you really care about is that main box, because that's all you ever really see in game. Even while reloading and stuff, all you ever really see is that big box in the middle. And having a fade finish on that's good. I'm probably gonna pick one of these up after this video, considering it's only a blue. So A tier, easy A tier. Fades are beautiful. Then we have the P250 Whiteout, which, yeah, is beautiful, man. Whiteouts are fucking beautiful. It's just a white coat of paint over the weapon. Very, very simple. Very, very distinct. And when you have it factory new, this is a big when, because when it's not factory new, this thing might as well be stock. But when it is factory new, when it's like the most beautiful factory new, this thing is like beyond S tier. It's like one of my like I fucking love whiteouts. If I could have a whole whiteout collection without spending thousands of dollars, I would. This is also not a good fact new, despite it being fact new. You notice some scratches. Yeah, that's because it's like slightly fact new, and it's not the best fact new you can get. When you get the best fact new you can get, this thing becomes a monstrosity, just absolutely beautiful. But even with some minor scratches like this, it's just beautiful, man. You can't go wrong with it. Then we have the SG553 Bulldozer, which is it's textured. Like it might not look like it, right? The common thing for the SG553 is to cover this main body with a texture and then the front here, and it almost looks like that's what they did, right? It looks like the middle's just painted yellow and the front's painted yellow. But this actually isn't stock on the front, back, and like bottom and stuff. It's actually a different color of black. That being said, it's almost just a scratch to stock and it basically looks like stock. Basically looks like stock. So I can't recommend this. This is an unfinished skin. It looks kind of clean. I mean, if this yellow was more defined and the black, like they used here, was more defined and less scratched up, I actually might recommend this. But I can't. I can't in good faith recommend that people get this. I guess it's a bit better than stock, but just being unfinished in the way it is just pisses me off. So this thing's a D tier, even though it actually looks somewhat nice. Anyway, next up we have the Berettas Duelist, which I've noticed this recently. A lot of dually skins basically leave the stock dualies there. This is still stock. The whole perimeter is still stock. Even in the design here, this actually isn't gray. This is just stock. But that blue, I don't know what like blue thing they did here, but it almost looks like an emerald finish, but like blue, kind of like a gamma Doppler, I guess. And the black on the top isn't horrible. But if they just had this born this blue, even if the blue went through like the top, I think it would actually look kind of clean. But in its current state, it's a half finished skin with a somewhat nice design, very nice color blue, and a somewhat decent color black that goes together pretty well. I wouldn't really mind owning these. I'd put them above the 5.7 Nitro, which, you know, it's a skin I wouldn't mind owning. So, yeah, I think it's solid C tier. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely not bad. Then we have the Glock 18 Twilight Galaxy. Um, Not sure what about this is a Twilight Galaxy, but I can tell you some, like, 6-year-old took a little glitter gun and some glue, or just a bunch of glitter and some glue, glued a shit ton of, like, blue sparkly glitter to this thing. That's what this is. It doesn't look that great. I guess I wouldn't really hate owning one of these, but I actually kind of wouldn't really go for one of these unless it was maybe given to me as a gift. It's definitely better than most of the other things in D tier, but I do think it's a D tier skin. I don't think it looks very nice. And our final skin for the Chop Shop collection is the M4A1S Hot Rod. And yeah, it's nice, man. It's a nice dark red finish on the M4A1S. And the rest of the skin has been repainted in a nice coat of black and gray. That just looks nice and is unscratched. And the main finish of this dark red is just beautiful. You can't really go wrong with it. There's a reason this thing is like $200-300 because it looks nice. It looks really nice. Just ignore these scratches on the back, and other than that, it looks absolutely nice. It is actually unfortunate that the one they're showing off is a bit scratched, especially since the .02. But I mean, the stick, it goes very well with a lot of stickers. Like these stickers, despite being generally kind of bad, still look somewhat good, and generally this thing looks kind of good. So I'm gonna put this as a solid A. I think it actually, it's really close with the Mac 10. I think those are kind of tied. The whiteout's definitely a highlight for me. I really want one of those, but they're too pricey for me. And otherwise, I mean, the rest of these skins are somewhat mediocre. I guess the M24 actually wasn't too bad. I'm gonna move the M24 in the B tier. It feels weird having it be empty like that. So I'm gonna move it to the B tier because I think it was better than everything in C tier pretty definitively. And yeah, this was a somewhat mediocre collection with some definite highlight skins. And I hope you guys enjoyed looking at it as much as I did. That being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.